Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a spread. I wanted to show you guys how I do my spread from start to finish. So if you guys have seen my intro to this journal, I'll link the video below. But if you guys have seen it, then you already know the system, you already know how I utilize this. But if not, feel free to check it out. I kind of go into how I use this system as an archiving journal, but basically a lot of the things that I archive in here are going to be nostalgic, kind of related to my childhood, and hence, if you haven't figured it out already, today's spread is going to be Lizzie McGuire. It's literally one of my favorite shows. You've probably seen the montage, I guess, of how I go from start to finish. So basically just having a mood board, putting it on Photoshop or Procreate, whatever app like that you have that can create some kind of collage. I like taking screenshots from the episode just because it's a little bit more precise to like what I'm looking for. And I printed this out on a sticker paper. This was like a really cheap label sticker printer, or paper. So yeah, these are all like pretty much screenshots that I grabbed, but you can also find a lot of things on Pinterest, obviously, or just even straight up Google. And oh, and this is just my like little fact sheet. I'm gonna see if this fits into the weekly column. I'm not sure if it will, and I don't know if I want to keep doing that, but maybe for some of them I can have this vellum paper. This is just like thick vellum paper. I tried using tracing paper, but I felt like it was a little too thin, so I will show you guys the tracing paper. So this is like regular tracing paper. It's like wispy and thin, and this is much thicker. Just trying this out. I'm kind of experimenting with the papers and how I want to set it up. This column is like the episode synopsis. And oops, this is like a little bit too long, but that's okay. And then I like set this up on Photoshop. You can do it on Procreate, whatever program. And just if you don't want to write out the synopsis, you can just print it out. And I think it visually looks better anyway, because my handwriting is chicken scratch. Okay, so again, if you haven't seen the first video, the intro video that I made for this archiving journal, I basically utilize the monthly spread as a content, I guess like a content planning calendar or a table of contents, if you will. So instead of like it being like real-time like events that are happening, I basically just map out like a content calendar here and use it as a table of contents, so that I know that if we're doing this spread, I swear I had a Lizzie McGuire spread here somewhere from March, like whatever the date is, let's say it's the 14th or whatever, then theoretically we would turn to that page, and that's where our Lizzie McGuire spread would live. Because this is more of a content calendar, like you can be really flexible with it, and I think that's why I like utilizing it like this, because when it's an actual calendar, I just feel like it's too much pressure to do this like every day. I'm realistically, and I don't have the time to do that. I usually like to take the weekend and like do a bunch of journal spreads. So that is the idea here. Best dressed. So now we're gonna go to 18 and 219 in the weekly. And then, so this will go here instead. This is going to be also the Lizzie spread. So typically when it's like a spread, I mean, I'm not going to fill in both because I don't think that's necessary anyway. So I don't know, maybe I'll try and put a photo here. That might be fun, you know, like a little photo here. So I'll think of something to put here, maybe like photos or something. So I mentioned this in my intro video, but I deal with this page last because it's like the least important page for me. Let's go like straight into the actual content page. Okay, so we're gonna put this aside for a second and cut these bad boys out. I do have like a guillotine style cutter that I got from Amazon, but I do also have this like Cricut, you know, like these type of cutters where you just kind of like slide it up and stuff. So it just really depends, but you want to get a cutter. I think it makes it a little bit easier. Obviously if like budgeting is an issue, or you I don't know, you don't have the means to like get a cutter, you don't have the space, or whatever the reason is, I'm sure you have scissors. So if you have scissors, you can just cut these out. They're just squares, so it's really not that hard. The guillotine one is better for thicker papers, but sometimes with the thinner paper, it's not the best. It's a little bit easier to line it up with this cutter though, because it's like a little bit bigger of a space. So I'm just gonna see if it works. The only reason I'm using this, because I usually always use the Cricut one. If you ask me which one's better for like crafting, I would say the Cricut. It's just easier, it's less cumbersome, it takes up like less space and everything. The only reason I busted out the guillotine cutter is because this Cricut one has a dull blade. The guillotine one cuts a lot cleaner. Oops, I didn't even cut this right. It cuts a lot cleaner, but you have to like get the edge right here. So I feel like you can be a little bit more precise with this one as well, but it takes a little bit longer to like straighten up and stuff, like to prep it. I think this is better for thicker paper, but it's just kind of annoying when the paper is so like flimsier. Like it's harder to get the edges cut, so we're gonna pivot. Okay, so we have everything printed out now, and we're gonna start decorating. So you probably want to see if like your images will fit your notebook well. In this case, I am using the A5 Hobonichi, so I do have more space, but I feel like these pictures are a little bit too big, so I would definitely reduce the size. This is like a much more preferred size. I do this every time though, because I hate measuring. Like, I don't want to get like so technical when I'm journaling, and I don't want to like measure and like do all that extra stuff. So we're just gonna see, we're gonna work with what we've got. Some of these I like to cut out, so that's something I think we're gonna do here, just because there's like a lot of like extra random things in the background anyway. So focusing on this Lizzie McGuire spread, in particular this episode called Best Dressed, or I think Best Dressed for Less. This was hands down my favorite episode. I don't know why, but I was like so down bad for the pants that she wore, like all the pants that she wore in this episode, but especially the ones that her mom bought her. So okay, so if you don't remember, or if you don't know, in this episode Lizzie is trying to win Best Dressed at her school. You know how they'd have like superlatives, I believe that's what they're called, like at school, like in high school, like best dressed, best, most likely to succeed, class clown, whatever, right? So her, Gordo, and Miranda are trying to win some of these class superlatives. Lizzie for best dressed, Miranda for most poised, and Gordo for, I think, most photographed. I'm really going by memory, by the way. So Anyway, so she coerces her friends to lend her some money so that she can buy some cool new hip huggers from the Style Shack, verbatim, by the way. And they cost about $60. And with inflation today, that's like $130 jeans. So, you know. So then her mom gives her this whole lecture on how they basically have to buy wholesale, like aka Costco, without saying Costco. For like stuff like mustard and toilet paper. And this scene is so funny to me because her mom, like Lizzie walks in and sees her mom like stuffing toilet paper in the kitchen cabinets, and she's so real for that. Honestly, I live in an apartment with a guy, my boyfriend, and we also run into this issue because we like getting our toilet paper and paper towels from Costco, but we have no idea, we have like no room to put all that, so we have literal toilet paper like overflowing in our closets and stuff. But anyway, so she walks in on her mom doing this and she's like appalled because she's like, what are you doing? And basically her mom gives her this whole lecture, and then she's basically like, we're on a budget. And this is so funny to me because Lizzie's reaction to her mom being like, we're on a budget, like her internal monologue was like, a budget? Like, how am I supposed to win best dressed on a budget? And it's just like such a middle school, like teenager, like tween mentality. I feel like they just like, the writing was so solid for the time. At the time, it's kind of corny now obviously, but it was like so solid at the time because that is legit how I felt watching the show in real time. Like when I was in middle school and I remember watching this episode, I was like, aha, her mom's so funny, her mom's so silly, putting toilet paper in the kitchen cabinets. Like they're like trying to put, Lizzie's like trying to help her put toilet paper in the like the drawer, like the utensil drawer. Obviously it's not gonna fit in there, but it's just like the whole scene makes me laugh. I don't know why. I think it's just the contrast of it because as an adult, I 100% understand what her mom is doing and like where she's coming from. But as like, middle schooler watching this in real time, I was like, I feel you, Lizzie, like on a budget, like that's so lame. Anyway, so this whole episode was really a lesson in budgeting and and things that are overhyped and should not be so expensive. But anyway, it was a lesson in budgeting. I'm here for it. So then her mom says she actually wants her to win this best dressed thing and tells her she would love to go bargain hunting with her for some new clothes. And Lizzie freaks out again because she's like, bargain hunting? And she pictures bargain hunting as like this barnyard stable, like Raggedy Ann type of clothes for some reason. I guess it's hillbilly-ish is what she's getting at, like poor folk things, right? Couldn't possibly get any cute clothes from a bargain basement, right? So she makes some excuse and tells her mom she won't be able to go with her, so that she can sneak out and get her bougie new jeans at the Style Shack. But when she comes home and she hides her new jeans from her mom comes back and shows her all these cute things that she found at that bargain basement, like these cute skirts and cute little tops with butterflies on them, very y2k. And last but not least, she finds an incredible pair of jeans. They're like black jeans with these like slightly flared, because slightly flared was the thing back then. And they had like all these little rivets going down the side. And listen, I would rock those pants so hard today. Like they are just so good. And like literally even back then and even still now, every time I see the part where she busts out the jeans, I'm like, that is so cute. Like that I would wear all of those outfits, like all of them. Her mom finds all these clothes for, quote, less than what it would have cost to get that one pair of pants. So Lizzie feels sort of embarrassed, but whatever. She's like a teenager. She got her Style Shack pants. She's not fussed. So then, on the day of the superlatives day or whatever, for best dressed day, she ends up ruining her new clothes, like almost instantly. So the gang are walking down the hallway, linked arm arm in arm. I don't know why they're walking like this, but they are. So the gang end up falling, and I don't remember who is holding the smoothie. It's either Gordo smoothie or some other kid's smoothie. But at that very moment, the smoothie just happens to like fall on her pants, like after she falls. So they end up tripping because like the janitor had just mopped the floor or something like that. So yeah, so the pants are ruined, and $60 that she can't get back because she can't return these. So then she has to change into her mom's bargain basement clothes, which she conveniently brought with her. I don't know if she planned this or not, but anyway, so she changes into them and she tries to like be low key because she's embarrassed about the whole thing. But then everyone stops and asks her where she got her clothes from and tells her she has very cute jeans. And moral of the story is don't sleep on the bargain basement, wherever that place is, because they have some super, super cute clothes. The real moral of the story is that whether you're wearing $6 bargain basement jeans or $60 trendy, like name brand jeans, it doesn't make it cuter because it's more expensive, I think is the moral. I don't really know. I think I'm just guessing. That's the moral. That's what I got out of it. Anyway, this episode really stuck with me over time, mainly because of the outfits, like mainly because of the clothes, but also because it made me feel like she was relatable, especially growing up with no money myself. Let's ignore the fact that Lizzie is constantly wearing super cute clothes in like every episode, and like a Tiffany necklace, which is like $800 at the time or something. Just ignore those things, okay? This episode will continue to live in my head rent-free, and I just loved everything about it. And I really hope that this spread encapsulates that moment. Okay, so I think we have our spread. I totally messed up the alignment here, so that's gonna bother me, but it's whatever, it's not a big deal. But basically I did not put it on straight, so definitely watch out for that if you are trying to line up images like this. I do this all the time because I swear my eyes are crooked or something, but I'm just incapable of cutting straight. I can't cut straight, and I cannot even tape straight. So this is the final spread result. It's very image heavy, so I have my words and my thoughts underneath here, and then this is just a synopsis that I printed out. So again, this is like another way to do it if you don't want to write too much, if you don't have too much to write about to begin with and you struggle with writing. You can just add a lot of images. You don't even need the extras here, but because this is an archiving journal, I did want to write out some of the like the info of the episode and stuff like that. Pages like this, like where it's like a whole spread, I don't think that this needs to be like the norm either. If you have seen some of these pages, which still need to be filled in, but if you've seen some of these pages that I decorated, you can see that it's just like some stickers, you know, like one or two things, and then the rest I want to write something in there. But yes, I do have spreads, but not a lot of these can be more simple, or even something like this where this is not a spread, but something like this where it's like one page, you have like 2 photos and the rest are just like typed out things, blurbs or whatnot. So you can definitely go that route too. So just want to like say that, you know, you don't have to, like, if you're not somebody who has a printer at home or who can easily print things out, and like I feel like you shouldn't be stressed about that, right? Like you should just go into with the idea of like planning out how you want something to look. And if you don't have a lot of images to print out, if that's not something that you enjoy, then you could also print out words or Wikipedia pages. There's definitely lots of ways to do it. You can just print out like 1 or 2 things and then the rest can be words, however you like want to go about it. I'm a high like visual person, so I like having a lot of imagery. There are some pages where I feel like I I mean, I didn't fill this out yet, but even like this, there's some pages where I think I'm just gonna leave it at like 2 images, you know. I'm not gonna overdo it. But I'm just gonna add in, oops, my little blurb on the episode. So I don't think I would do this for every single like day of the week or anything like that. I think it's just to add like a little bit of a visual element and switch it up. The way I did it with this page, which is like the only page I have that's like actually written out, it's just like all words. I don't have any photos or anything yet, but I do think I will add some photos here. And I'm still experimenting with this page just because I'm not really sure what to do with it besides put in like the information on whatever it is that I'm writing about. So like if it's a movie or if it's like an album, it's really easy because you can have track lists or like the name of the actors, the directors, all that other stuff. So with this, there's not like a super lot of information about Lizzie McGuire episodes. I mean, they're kind of simple production wise. So I think what I want to do in the future is have like a mixture of this with a mixture of like this and maybe some photos here and there. It would look kind of nice, but I don't want to get too caught up in how it looks like, because I don't want to be like super, I don't know what the best term is here, anal for lack of better term. My bad, but I don't want to be too anal about it. Like I know that if I get too fixated on like details like that, it kind of discourages me from continuing to do journaling and being consistent, because like if it takes too much work, I don't want to do it. I would just try and keep it as easygoing as possible. Like try not to stress yourself out about it. Try not to like worry too much about it looking perfect or whatever, you know. I love Joe. Joe is Lizzie's mom. And I didn't have space to put this photo. This was just like a photo of her like coming back from that bargain basement place and showing her all the clothes in her room. So I think I'm gonna use it here just because I don't want to waste it. And Joe's like such a cool mom. I wish Joe was my mom. So yeah, just like a little imagery here and there might be kind of fun just to switch it up. I don't know, again, there's no real like system that I'm going with here. It's just the only thing that I'm really utilizing systematically is the monthly spreads to be a table of contents. But otherwise, like the way I'm decorating, the way I'm actually journaling, it's not really a system. It's just however I want to journal, however I want to decorate it, and just have fun with it. Like seriously, like don't get so crazy about it. You want to make it sustainable. That's like my biggest push with journaling, is to make this sustainable, meaning like it's something that I can continue to do consistently. And in order for it to be sustainable, it has to be easy. It has to be easygoing. I can't be like stressed out about like how picture perfect everything is aligned and how picture perfect like this stuff. I can't like stress about it, because if I do, it's like gonna discourage me. So highly encourage you guys to kind of adopt the same mentality. The only thing I'm gonna try and add on here is a couple of stickers. Lizzie McGuire was definitely like the butterfly Y2k era. Like everything she wore was like butterflies. It's just like a very trendy thing, you know, back then. So I have a bunch of like butterfly stickers, which is perfect for this. So I'm gonna add this somewhere. Maybe like one right here would be cute. So I'm just gonna add a couple of stickers here just to amplify the vibe, the look. All these stickers, by the way, in case you're curious, I got these from Amazon. The butterfly stickers, I think literally just look for holographic butterfly stickers, and you'll find a bunch of different ones for your liking. And then these black and white ones are like 90s stickers. I think I literally just typed in 90s stickers. And most of these are like super random. We'll add one more butterfly just to amplify that effect. Maybe here where she's wearing. I just didn't want to cover like the words. Maybe like right here. Okay. Just to kind of amplify the nostalgic look of it all. Okay, so that is the completed spread for my Lizzie McGuire Best Dressed for Much Less episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are fans of Lizzie McGuire, if you have seen it. And if not, if you want something a little bit more edgier, I think next week I'm gonna do a video on horror, something horror related, or like Scooby-Doo at the very least, because I have a bunch of Scooby-Doo stickers that are waiting to get used. So if you guys are not into the teeny bopper, like Lizzie McGuire 90 or like 2000s Disney Channel original TV show stuff, I got some horror coming, you know, in the pipeline if you guys like that better. But anyway, this was really fun for me, super nostalgic. Just looking at the spread brings me so much happiness, and that is the goal with this planner, with archiving, is that it's just, you just want to feel happy whenever you look back at these. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good week going forward, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!